Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadren Aquatics, and I'm exhausted. Yes, as the title reads, I'm living in my fish room. Let's get a quick glimpse over here. Here is our bedding attire, or at least some of it. So let me kind of clue you guys on in what is going on. First of all, thank you to all the people that have written me and asking me if everything is okay. As a lot of you guys know, I live in Texas, and first of all, we're not prepared for cold here in Texas, and we sure aren't prepared when it actually reaches 0. So first thing, I wake up on, God, what is today? Today is Tuesday. All right, let's look around at a few of the tanks as I talk so I can kind of tell you guys the story. Okay, so I wake up at about 6 o'clock on Tuesday, which is way earlier than I normally get up, and I noticed that my face is cold and way colder than normal. So the first thing that I think to myself is, well, I'm assuming that they said that there was going to be rolling blackouts, so I assumed that we're just in a rolling blackout because we were using way more energy than we ever use in Texas. So they were having to put us through rolling blackouts. Okay, so I get up, and obviously I'm pretty nervous because I'm not sure how long it's been going. The other problem is I don't have my generator at the house. I left my generator at work. For you guys that knew previously, the problems that I had up at work, so I had to have the generator up there, and so I left it up there. Well, the other problem is it has snowed almost a foot. And then the previous day we had rain where it iced. So the ground is iced with a foot of snow on top. And so I sit there and kind of walk around for about an hour or so and waiting for the electricity to pop back on, because again they told us it was only going to be about 15-minute rollouts. Well, 15 minutes passed and it kept going and it kept going, and the power never did come back on. The fish room had already started getting cold as it was. It was down to about 68 degrees in here. That's all the heater could absolutely do to keep up with it. So I didn't know what to do. My wife actually grew up in Alaska, so she knows how to drive on snow and ice, because I'll be honest with you, I have no idea, and I'm also completely terrified. So she volunteered to drive us up to work to get the generator and the gas and the extension cords and stuff that we had up there. So we drive on up there real slow. There's a lot of snow, so she says it's a lot easier to drive when you're driving on snow. So we get up there, I get everything I need and bring it back. By the time we get back here, it's now about 1 o'clock. So the power, apparently the power had gone off around 2 or 3 in the morning. So the power had been off quite a long time. So I get the generator all set up, I get all the gas and stuff in it, and at this point I'm not really even looking at the fish because I'm afraid of what's going to happen, because at this point I really don't know which fish can withstand the cold for that long. But granted, the tanks hadn't dropped terribly. There was only a few tanks that seemed to be getting lower than 70 degrees. All right, so we get the generator fired up, get the whole place going again, and still no electricity. Well, we have to make a decision. That night, what are we going to do? I tried to find a hotel room for my wife and son and the dog, and there was nothing to be had because there was about 1.3 million people that were just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that had no power, so everyone had already sucked up all the hotels. So the only choice at this point was to sleep in the fish room because the house was getting colder and colder. And I was surprised in the house. It felt really, really cold, but when I actually measured the temperature, it was about 56 degrees. And I'm surprised because it got down to like 6 or 7 degrees. And I figured the house would get way colder than that faster with no heating going on whatsoever. We did have some firewood, so we burned a fire for 6 or 7 hours. But that didn't do much. You had to be like really right on top of it. So we all three bring all the blankets that we have out here. We bring pillows and anything we can find that's going to be comfortable for us, since this is all cement, and get it all set up out here. I get the thing completely full of gas outside. It's so cold out there, and this dumb gas can I have is ridiculous. You got to push this button down and stuff, and it just took forever to get the whole thing completely full. And so I came back in, slept in here, and it kept getting colder in here at night and colder in here at night. I don't know how cold it actually ended up getting. I'm guessing maybe 63 or so. And so about 1:30 in the morning, which was pretty much 24 hours later, the power finally came back on. I realized that I went ahead and turned all the lights on all the tanks to try to help get the room heated up faster, and we went ahead and got up and went in there into the room and shut the door in our room so our room would warm up pretty quick, and we ended up spending the rest of the night there. So that actually turned out okay. So back to the fish room. I have only seen 2 dead fish so far, so I got to tell you, I'm really surprised at how resilient the fish are. I know a lot of that probably has to do with because my fish are extremely healthy, so they can withstand those drops in temperatures like that. This still isn't over yet though. It's up to 20 something today, so now the fish room is actually in the higher 70s. But it's supposed to get cold again, and it's supposed to snow again. My other thing that I was so fearful for is the other fish room. I kept worrying about, oh my gosh, what if the other fish room, the electricity gets turned off there? And I was really terrified because I can watch the temperature from my phone. I got to the point I didn't even want to look at it anymore because I thought if something started happening up there, what was I going to do? At one point that morning when I woke up, I about just started crying because I literally thought I was going to lose both fish rooms. I thought I was going to lose all my fish in both of them, and that there was nothing that I could do. But luckily, the generator was I know I made a video about this before, but you absolutely cannot live without a generator, even if you have one tank. And I'm sorry to all those people out there. I know I've seen a lot of posts where people lost fish because it got too cold in this area and they didn't have any way of keeping it warm other than just taking hot water bottles and putting in there. But man, the generator, even if you can buy a $200 generator, it's going to absolutely just save the life of your fish. I know this doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, man, what a lifesaver. So there you go, guys. That was my day. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for it to warm back up. I think by Thursday it's supposed to be back up in the 60s. So hopefully by next Tuesday, depending on what everyone else's weather is, I can start shipping again. Praise God, the fish are all still alive so that I can actually ship the fish that I have. You guys have any questions or comments, be sure and leave them down below. So thanks, guys. Man, I just absolutely love you guys, the way that you were just so concerned about the things that were going on. So thanks again, guys, and God bless.